Practical Vedanta 2, Text 2. The next story belongs to Upakosala Kamalanayana, a disciple of this Satyakama, who went to be taught by him and dwelt with him for some time. Now Satyakama went away on a journey, and the student became very downhearted. And when the teacher's wife came and asked him why he was not eating, the boy replied, "I am too unhappy to eat." Then a voice came from the fire he was worshipping, saying, "This life is Brahman. Brahman is the ether, and Brahman is happiness. No Brahman." "I know, sir," the boy replied, "that life is Brahman, but that it is ether and happiness, I do not know." Then it explained that the two words, ether and happiness, signified one thing in reality, which is the sentient ether, the pure intelligence that resides in the heart. So it taught him Brahman as life and as the ether in the heart. Then the fire taught him, this earth, food, fire, and sun, whom you worship, are forms of Brahman. The person that is seen in the sun, I am he. He who knows this and meditates on him, all his sins vanish and he has long life and becomes happy. He who lives in the cardinal points, the moon, the stars, and the water, I am he. He who lives in this life, the ether, the heavens, and the lightning, I am he. Here too we see the same idea of practical religion. The things which they are worshipping, such as fire, the sun, the moon, and so forth, and the voice with which they are familiar, form the subject of the stories, which explain them and give them a higher meaning. And this is the real practical side of Vedanta. It does not destroy the world, but it explains it. It does not destroy the person, but explains him. It does not destroy the individuality, but explains it by showing the real individuality. It does not show that this world is vain and does not exist, but it says, understand that this world is, so that it may not hurt you. The voice did not say to Upakosala that the fire which he was worshipping, or the sun, or the moon, or the lightning, or anything else was all wrong, but it showed him that the same spirit which was inside the sun and moon and lightning and the fire and the earth was in him, so that everything becomes transformed, as it were, in the eyes of Upakosala. The fire, which was merely a material fire before, in which to make oblations, assumed a new aspect and became the Lord. The earth became transformed. Life became transformed. The sun, the moon, the stars, the lightning, everything became transformed and deified. Their real nature was known. The theme of the Vedanta is to see the Lord in everything, to see things in their real nature, not as they appear to be. Then another lesson is taught in the Upanishads. He who shines through the eyes is Brahman. He is the beautiful one. He is the shining one. He shines in all these worlds. A certain peculiar light, a commentator says, which comes to the pure man, is what is meant by the light in the eyes. And it is said that when a man is pure, such a light will shine in his eyes, and that light belongs really to the soul within, which is everywhere. It is the same light that shines in the planets, in the stars and suns. I will now read to you some other doctrine of these ancient Upanishads, about life and death and so on. Perhaps it will interest you. Svetaketu went to a king of the Panchalas, and the king asked him, "Do you know where people go when they die? Do you know how they come back? Do you know why the other world does not become full?" The boy replied that he did not know. Then he went to his father and asked him the same question. The father said, "I do not know," and went to the king. The king said that this knowledge was never known to the priests, it was only with the kings, and that was the reason why kings rule the world. This man stayed with the king for some time, for the king said he would teach him. The other world, O Gautama, is the fire. The sun is its fuel. The rays are the smoke. The day is the flame. The moon is the embers, and the stars are the sparks. In this fire, the gods pour libation of faith, and from this libation, King Soma is born. So on he goes. You need not make oblations to that little fire. The whole world is that fire, and this oblation, this worship is continuously going on. The gods and the angels and everybody is worshipping it. Man is the greatest symbol of fire, the body of man. Here also we see the ideal becoming practical, and Brahman is seen in everything. The principle that underlies all these stories is that invented symbolism may be good and helpful, but already better symbols exist than any we can invent. We may invent an image through which to worship God, but a better image already exists, the living man. You may build a temple in which to worship God, and that may be good, but a better one, a much higher one, already exists, the human body.